because you look at Manchester City's recent form, Arsenal have had a couple of results, since the turn of the year that maybe opened the door to Manchester City, but it's just one win in 6. When you look at the opposition in there, does it feel like his side are missing big opportunities, Micah?
Yeah, they're not putting games to bed. I mean, obviously, Sunderland away is always a tough game. Chelsea was a late goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brighton, they didn't play the best football.
But we're ahead.
But we're ahead. Manchester Derby, it was a freak result. Nobody's seen that coming. Obviously, they got the one against Wolves. But today in the second half wasn't good enough. And as soon as a team puts pressure, they can't deal with it. We've lauded Man City for how they play and the combinations, everything they do, so good to watch. But the last 6 games is not been a standard we've seen of all.
No, and it's only a 6-point gap with 14 games to go. This is not finished yet. Arsenal very much have the upper hand. Would you expect Manchester City, a team who have so many players who have a history of winning trophies, to have a bit more belief, Micah, however you want to define belief?
It's a tough one because when you talk about Man City and you talk about the players and the experience and how much they've won, you never want to write them off. And you always feel like Pep's going to come up with some formula to get it right. And in the first half, we thought we'd seen that. But in the second half, it just wasn't there. And I don't know if it's hoping they're going to get to that level, but the performances of the last 6 games have not taught me that they're going to win the league this year. And Arsenal at times have not been brilliant, but they're getting over the line. A big result against Leeds. And you're just looking for Man City to close the gap. And look, he said, 14 games left. Anything can happen. But I'm seeing too many bad traits defensively to tell me that they can go and win the league, because Arsenal defensively are a lot better than Man City.
I think as well with Pep today, he made a tactical change in the game when he brought on another defensive midfield player, Nico Gonzalez. I just feel the Premier League right now doesn't lend itself to trying to hang on to a lead. I saw it yesterday at West Ham United when the manager brings on Kilman to go with back 3. Straight away, the initiative changes. You start to sit back, you sink back, you get deeper, you give the initiative to the other team, the crowd get up. It just doesn't work. This league, it almost needs you to go, if you're winning 2-1, try and win 3-1, 4-1. And I think that's the mistake they made today. They started to sit back on it. Now, what does this do to the league? I think this will be remembered as the weekend that Arsenal won the title. I think it's that big a weekend for them. It was a huge result against Leeds. And to see 2 sides, Mikel Arteta would have been at home this afternoon watching the 2 games and thinking, I fancy Villa to beat Brentford. They didn't. And he'd probably see the second half thinking 2-0, this could be 5-0. He'd be opening a nice bottle of Rioja tonight, because this is it. I think this is a title done now for Arsenal. And I think they could go on and win it by 8-10 points. I'd be amazed if they don't. They've got the players. They've been getting their own way lately. I think they've been getting a little bit anxious. The crowd, the connection between the two of them. The manager gets a little bit uptight, and I think that transmits to the players. But I think now they can start to relax a bit, and I'll be amazed if they don't go and win this title comfortably now. They've got the best squad, they've got the best players, and they've got, I think, and nobody really is strong enough to compete. Villa are doing incredible things, absolutely amazing what they're achieving, but they're running out of steam with injuries, etc. And you can see that Manchester City's form just isn't strong enough. They're not capable of going on an 18, 19-game run like they did a few years ago when they had Kevin De Bruyne at his best. It's just not in this team right now. And it just shows you, if you don't commit players, if you don't take opportunities, this league can bite you. And that's what showed today. And it wasn't a strong Tottenham side by any stretch of imagination. They just showed a lot of guts, determination. They threw themselves back into the game, got the crowd behind them. And it looked easy. And if anything, towards the last 15 minutes, Mike, I could only really see one winner, and that was probably going to be Spurs.
Yeah.
Is there an issue with goal scoring for Manchester City, particularly with the form of Haaland?
I think on a day like today, he didn't have an excuse, because Spurs tried to commit men forward, play really high. He had the opportunity. Maybe the ball came to him a little bit too late, but in terms of his all-round game, I wanted a little bit more from him.
But and not just based on today's evidence, but the fact that it's only 2 goals in the last 11 for him. And he does tend to have a little winter dip.
Yeah, in the other games, I would say it was more down to him not getting the ball in great areas. And then when he touches the ball, he had to score. Not many touches. I thought today was a little bit different because Spurs were really high, being really aggressive. There's times where Spurs were leaving 2 at the back. He come on and get the ball. Little touches around the corner. Just not cute enough. You know, when it goes up, it breaks down a little bit too much. And we can all look at his goal record. Fantastic. We talk about him, utilise about him all the time. He's amazing. But just these little differences. When he's 2-0 up, can he keep the ball? Can he bring people into play? Can he score that goal to finish off the game? And the second half just wasn't there.